All right, people, here we are again. Bar Talk, Raw and Unfiltered. Your boy, the Aristogetto Chauvinist.
This is Road Rage.
My name is Nia Joy.
Black Trizzy.
All righty. So, fellas, we were talking last week, and ladies, about mushing. And, one of the concepts Trizzy brought up was this term called the wall, post-wall, pre-wall. So, Trizzy, tell the folks out there, what do you mean when you say these women are post-wall?
Gladly tell you. Post-wall woman is usually a woman that, hung out in the streets too long, went to the world of dicks, rode a cock carousel, till, the wheels ran off. She done got old. All her values has been depleted. Then she become a depreciated asset. She has no usage. That's when the wall smacks. And there's no return from the wall either. It's like once that prime is gone, it's lost cause.
So prime, what do you mean by prime? What is it? So in your eyes, Trizzy, what is a woman's prime?
First I was like 21 to 25, but I could up it now. I could say to 29.
I'm sorry.
29?
Are you saying that your prime has to do with your age and not the amount of sex that you're having?
No, I think prime has to do with your youth and fertility when it comes to females.
So what would you say is the equivalent for males?
There is no equivalent for males. Males just go until whenever, man. Doesn't matter. As a male gets older, he builds status. And he builds his.
Shut the fuck up, because you're
Okay.
talking too long. First of all, the only way the walls are missing is if she has a hysterectomy. Okay? It don't matter how old a bitch is riding that dick, just like it don't matter how long a nigga is riding that dick. Long as somebody riding that dick, we good. You understand what I'm saying? People be laughing when this motherfucker be talking about older women. This nigga don't know nothing about no older women. Older women don't fuck with him.
Only thing I say, only thing an older woman can do is point me in the direction of a
Yeah,
younger
well, that's
woman.
what they will do, motherfucker.
That's about it.
That's what they will do. Otherwise, you would be a dead motherfucker.
See, Rage and I are always going to disagree on this
We
topic.
damn sure will. Because you think you know what you talking about.
Oh, I
talking
know what
about,
I know what it
he
is.
only fuck with 20-year-olds.
Nah, I do some
He only
30s.
wanna fuck
I do
with
some 30s.
20-year-olds.
I do some 30-year-olds.
So who the fuck?
I do some 30-year-olds.
Their walls ain't going nowhere.
I do some
Their
30-year-olds.
walls have not gone nowhere. Okay?
I just don't think I just don't think women have that same value as they get older. A lot of y'all get ran through. Let's be
You're so fucking
honest.
stupid, and a
I
lot
mean,
of us are fucking married in our 20s
Nah.
through our 50s. So kick rocks,
a lot
nigga.
of y'all
Kick
not.
rocks. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, yo. That comes from uneducated.
Again, women embrace
motherfuckers
delusion
in the
as coping
streets.
mechanisms, not to deal with reality. Here's the
Anyway,
reality.
The reality
is
your dick is old and it gets shriveled up.
No, that's why I need a younger thing, man. I need a younger thing.
Yeah, keep that, please.
Why do you feel you need a younger thing? What is
Keep
it?
strong, long, hard like bull.
He imagines.
Strength.
But
So-
shouldn't you be the bull in this analogy? And you're kind of old, right?
Yeah.
So how can you expect something from a younger woman that you can't even provide?
And what is it that I can't provide?
Nigga, how long you last, nigga?
Provide, produce.
How long you last? How
Listen,
long? No, keep that shit 100.
whole man-
How long you last?
a
How
whole
long you
man-
last?
How
in
long
the
does a
bed?
lion last?
I have no
Nigga,
idea.
lies.
I'm just saying, you ever see lions? And I mean, how quick are they? I mean, if you can get 5 seconds.
Not
No.
every man.
Nigga, you ain't no lion. Nigga, you ain't no lion.
Here's some shit. If I'm lasting forever in there, chances are that's just probably garbage, yo. That's what men don't honestly say. We never say that. When nobody in there says, yo, oh, that was so good that I lasted forever. Whoever made that up?
Obviously, the motherfuckers who can last forever.
No, I think so. If he lasts forever, it's probably no good, man.
You
I mean,
full of shit, yo. I ain't
good
never
good
heard no
vagina
story.
makes you bust
I ain't
within the
ne-
first
you a-
7-8 minutes.
If you have dick
It's
control,
only,
I
it's
don't
only
know.
40
I
pumps.
mean, so
count if you ain't got nothing
all
else
right.
to do.
So Sunshine. How long do you think
Nothing.
my brothers lasted in Sunshine? What do you say? 10, 15 seconds?
If that,
I
if
mean,
that.
what did that thing do to Richie though?
Turn them out. Turn them out. Well, see, that's what I try to say.
But so with Sunshine, was she pre or post or at wall?
oh, she had to be pre-war. Without a doubt. Sunshine?
Sunshine.
Absolutely. Pre-wall.
Pre-wall. All right, so what classifies a woman in your eyes to be pre-wall? And then I want to hear from Nia.
Youth, fertility, able to, to be submissive, to be coachable, and to be feminine.
Okay.
You can't get that from an old hat.
All
I mean,
right,
it is
so,
what it is.
so let's hear from a young lady, and then let's get her perspective on what Trizzy is saying. So how do you feel what Trizzy is saying about young ladies in your generation? And would you be interested, and are women in your age group interested in dating older men?
Okay, well, I will start off by saying men like you scare me. Genuinely.
Period.
Genuinely, I know a lot of young women, such as myself, who would date older men. But, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, they would not date older men like you. Because women, especially young, fertile, feminine women, have standards, We know that we can get anything that we want, and so why would
Allegedly.
we...
Wait, let it.
Well, not allegedly.
No. Go ahead.
You can't handle the truth.
No,
You can't
go
handle
ahead.
the truth.
I mean, truthfully, I do feel like some of the things that you're saying are very problematic, and there's also, you can be older and still be fertile, and you can be young and fertile and not be what you would consider feminine. And so what makes somebody used or ran through or anything of the sort, Like, I think that the way that you classify what a good woman is very problematic.
How? Because she's ran through? I mean, we have to
Well,
call a spade a spade.
if you want to really go there, I feel like more men are ran through than women,
No,
like,
that's not true. Only
No,
30,
it is,
only
because-
30% of, to be honest, and women don't know, only 30% of men really get like a whole number of women.
Not
The rest
true.
of
That is
70%
true.
does not get it. And that's always been the perception in women's mind. Women get ran through because a lot of times they have options when they're younger. When they're younger, you have other guys, so they always think they can do better. Till that motherfucker wall hits. Smacks.
For what? So in your eyes, what is the age that most women hit the wall?
You
He
begin to
don't
hit it
know.
at like 30,
He
33, 34.
That's crazy. Your
33,
30s are your prime of
34.
life.
No, if he's still playing with babies, he don't know.
33, 34, you start to hit that wall.
I mean, at some point,
And
you
the
have
wall
to
is
ask yourself,
undefeated. It's undefeated.
You have to ask yourself at a certain point, like, why are you still going for younger women? Why don't any women your age actually want you? Because I think if there was a woman that you found to be at that caliber that was your age, you would not be messing around with 20-year-old women. Like, that's babies. I'm concerned.
Because that's and see, this is the failure that women start to see as they get older in life. Why does he get to still fuck around with younger things, but I can't have that
I'm sorry.
same accessibility?
Women,
That's the way women
generally
see.
do not. You are not going to see a 50-year-old woman trying to go for a 21-year-old man.
Because a
And
20-year-old man is not going to want to be with a 50-year-old woman.
That's not
facts.
true. I know.
Oh,
I know some young women.
I take that back. If she has paper and he needs
That's
some money,
a lie still. And that's a lie still.
again,
Because a
delusion.
You
man-
gotta come up out of your fucking rock. You the one that's in delusion.
No, I
baby.
think no.
Seriously,
Women
no,
are delusional.
You need
Wait,
to stop talking.
let Rage
You
talk
need to
a
stop
little bit.
talking
Let her
'cause you keep on
rage.
talking,
Let Rage
and you
rage.
keep on bullshitting, yo. You on the same motherfucking song. And
She
don't
got
nobody
5
wanna hear
minutes.
that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that dumb shit. Let me tell you something. A woman can be with a man for 40 years. Let me tell you something. She attached to that motherfucker. You think they fucking every day? I promise you they not. So all that pussy is rolled up for 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga talking about she ran through. This bitch probably hardly touched. Stuck in a marriage that she don't even want to be in. You understand what I'm saying? Not having sexual orgasms or anything while she's with this man. And then she come up out of that 40-year relationship. You think her pussy gonna be dry? Her pussy is not gonna be dry. I don't give a fuck if she's 60. Her pussy is not gonna be dry, I promise you. And I could give you a phone number if you wanna call and check it out. But I'm just letting you know, this nigga don't know what he talking about. Period.
I'm wishing on a star.
Yes, you
All
should. To get your brain
all
right.
complete lies.
To get your brain right.
Complete
You was
lies.
an idiot, yo.
Complete lies.
You're
Listen,
an idiot. You're an
Listen.
idiot.
rage is raging as always. We are used to.
And
it.
you lying as always.
No. There's no such thing as a woman just sitting, I'm sitting being celibate for all these years.
You're a fucking idiot. So there's no virgins?
No, I
Can I
said
say
most of these
something?
women
Yes,
out here are
please.
Wait, let him
Right.
finish. Wait, let him make his
Listen.
point. Let him make his
what?
point, and then just.
Oh,
a lot of these women out here,
What?
a good majority of women out here are whores, right?
No.
And it's
No, you're
okay.
not right.
Listen, and it's
You're
okay.
speaking for your group.
Listen.
So for your group, right.
But
For your
listen,
group, right.
Men love whores.
Right.
We love whores. We like whores.
For
we
his
like
group.
whores. But let's not act like everybody is like this peaceful, kumbaya. I'm not
Yo.
touching nobody. I'm not doing anything.
He's a fucking idiot.
I'm just
You
sitting
swear
here
everybody is a whore.
waiting for this man or this
You're a
particular
jackass.
individual. It is what it is.
Can I
Yes,
make a
please,
comment?
please.
So you're saying that the people that you're generally talking about are younger women who are fertile, young women in their 20s per se, right?
No, I said it could be any woman.
Right.
It's
So-
not age doesn't have nothing associated with it.
Okay.
With what?
With-
Being
a
ran
hog.
through?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, me personally, I am the exact woman that you are referring to. I am 22, and I am a virgin. And I am waiting for marriage. I am waiting for the right man. And when I see men like you who have these very strict views on women, it actually makes me really sad because so many women are having this misogynistic view forced down their throats that they have to be either this Virgin Mary or they're just whores and they're ran through and they're sluts and it's like, okay, well, what does that middle ground look like? And for me,
There is no middle ground.
no, there is because if you ever get into a relationship and you give your body to somebody that you're in a relationship with, now you're seen as ran through if you ever get into another relationship with another person. But if a man, because
Don't
this
fucking
is
shake
something
your
that
head,
this is something that
sitting
happens
over there.
so often. If a man should go and want to be with somebody casually or have these casual relationships until they're ready to settle down, they're not seen as a whore. In fact, they're seen as cultured and they've lived life.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely not. That is completely disgusting.
Do you want me to
if you're
explain
a
why?
whore, if you are a whore,
I'll
just
explain
say
why.
that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll explain it.
He
Right
is.
way. Listen, women got to understand the reason why men can't be ran through, women can be ran through, right?
A man
Each
can still
time-
get herpes.
Okay. Yeah, no doubt.
And
We know-
syphilis.
Listen, but
And
And
AIDS.
HIV.
okay, can we stick to the subject at hand? We didn't say STDs. We said ran through, right? The reason why it's bad when a woman gets ran through is because each time a woman has sex, she's submitting to that individual.
And you are too.
And so are
No,
you.
no man is submitting to no woman having sex. That
Idiot.
doesn't make any sense.
Have you-
at
That's
all.
a personal
Oh
preference.
my God.
Yo, let me tell you something. This is what feminism have done
Open
to our
up the
community.
internet for this motherfucker.
Feminism.
He don't know about
That's
nothing.
exactly what it creates.
Wow.
It creates this delusion, complete delusion.
People paying for delusions.
Let me tell you something. Anytime a woman has
Men
multiple
wanna be
sexual
conquered.
partners, each sexual partner she has submitted to them. And after she's been submitted so many times, let me tell you a step of how it happens. She goes out here, she gets buck wild, right? She met all these different men. Now she can't bond with the next man that she's supposed to get married to. What happens? She get on something called Zoloft, which is an antidepressant medication
have
that they
anything
get
to
on
say? Because
when they get on in their
he must be
30s,
talking about
they
women,
30s, they 40s, they
somebody in
can't
his
find a
family.
man. They popping the fucking
Zoloft,
anti-depressant pill.
Zoloft.
I seen it all before. Listen to Black Trizzy.
Oh, God.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
seen
I
this
told you his circle.
so many times.
His circle fucked up. Okay.
So many times.
I have to agree.
All right.
Listen.
well, I am gonna have
Listen,
to just.
antidepressant pills, fellas.
He's looking for that.
Get stock in it because a lot of these women
him
are going to
some,
be on it for the next
please.
few years.
He
They
definitely
all starting to
needs
get
them.
on it right
All
now.
right. Well, I'm gonna take a.
It is one quick thing. It is predicted
Lord have
75% of women will be on an
Show me that
antidepressant
statistic.
pills within 2030.
Show me that statistic. Show me a website. Show me a
Yeah,
college.
drink your tea, motherfucker.
Show me something that actually says that so many women are on antidepressants. Because if anything, I would say that there is a male depression epidemic because
Big
men
time,
don't know
mental
how
health.
to
Big
how
time.
to like deal with their emotions. They don't know how to be themselves or be vulnerable. did you know that there's actually a very real statistic, something that I was just reading in an article the other day, that says that many men do not even confide in their friends for emotional stability, and most men only rely on the woman that they are actively with, whether they're with them in a relationship standpoint or in a sexual standpoint, because they don't feel that it is societally okay to be vulnerable with anybody else.
She's a liberal.
No, I'm sorry.
Because I don't believe none of this shit she's saying.
Well,
Absolutely
you don't
none
have
of
to believe it because
See,
I can pull up the
I'm a
article
conservative.
and show you.
I'm a conservative.
Really?
Yes, I'm a conservative. I am such a conservative. I am Republican. I'll let the world know.
Okay, well, you be
I am not
Republican in the
conservative.
press.
I'm not all on this feminism of, today's society says the butterflies feel like this and men feel like that. Men are straight.
I'm sorry.
There's I
Well,
don't
why
see
they got
no-
on dresses?
I don't see
He gonna
no
stop that bullshit, okay?
How many men walking around here talking about they want to get married? Oh, I need to find me a wife.
I'm sorry.
No
do you
men
think,
are doing that.
The Bible says a man who finds a wife finds a good
No,
thing.
it's
The
fine.
Bible also says-
But no.
Oh,
wait,
whoa,
wait.
I like
Let
this.
me just add one thing because
Yeah, come
they
on, take us to
changed
church.
that script because it says a man who finds a virtuous wife.
Yes.
Not a wife, because listen.
But when
you have a lot
when
of
you
women. Let me
read-
just finish.
Okay.
You have a lot of women who want to be married and have a wedding, but they do not want to be a wife.
Yes, that
right,
is
and this
true.
is why it says. And what is a virtuous wife?
Yes.
So,
It is a woman of good moral character, which it talks about in Proverbs 31. There's an entire chapter on
Exactly.
it. In fact, there are many different stories within the Bible that talk about a wife and a virtuous wife and a virtuous woman.
Right.
And so, yes,
but
I
whose
did-
days are we living in? If we want to use the Bible, we're living in the days of Ezekiel, where our women have turned into the whores of Babylon.
That
And
is
it also
not-
says
that is not
it also
necessarily
says
the truth.
it also says it's better for a man to be at the top of his house in the corner of his roof to be inside with a quarrelsome woman.
Oh yes,
That's what they all
it
say,
does
they
say that. However, it also says that a man or a woman should be single and devote their lives to God and devote their lives to what God has for them, rather than being with somebody, but rather than being sexually immoral. So if you're not gonna have a wife or you're not gonna have a husband, and you're not gonna be like, if you're not gonna be single, you have no business messing around. The Bible speaks heavily against messing around and being sexually immoral, and many men are sexually immoral, and you cannot say
Well,
that
you keep going
because
back. There's many men. Men don't have sex like women do.
that is not the truth.
Excuse me.
That is
not
Stop
true.
lying.
All y'all be busting it open for a real
You
one.
are nasty.
And that's what it boils down to. Women in general. You know what I'm saying? Women always say, well, we guys supposed to be this and guys supposed to be that. I want a traditional man, but a modern woman. Make that make sense.
Shut the fuck up.
Chrissy
Always
just do
talking
nothing but speak the
negative.
truth.
I think traditional.
Your truth. I get it. It's his truth.
Yeah. Okay. You
No,
were
go
trying
ahead.
to-
Your point. You
Well,
were saying.
Well, no, I was gonna say I think that there are people who lean into tradition and they want a traditional man, and so they're seeking somebody who's also seeking a traditional woman. I think that if you're on the same page about that, if you're equally yoked, then that is a relationship
And a
that's going
virgin.
to work.
And a virgin.
None of you women are virgins, so none of y'all
You're so
qualify.
fucking ignorant.
Okay.
She just told your punk ass she was a fucking virgin. You was rude and
Allegedly.
disrespectful.
Allegedly. We don't even have no
Shots
confirmation
fired.
on
Slow
that.
down.
Shots
I gotta ask God. I mean, I don't know.
Ask him. He'll tell you.
God didn't tell me that.
Like, okay, that's crazy.
You're not funny and you're not cute. And I got a 19-year-old about to turn 20 and she's the same fucking way, so I understand. He could go to hell. Y'all on some
All this is
different
allegedly.
shit. These 2000
Allegedly.
kids on some different stuff. They ain't about busting it wide open like this motherfucker in the 70s and 80s with these bitches. That shit is bullshit. These kids is not out here having sex. I have a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old, and neither one of them interested in no
The
fucking
Lulu.
See,
Well, you know, I mean, I would say maybe 22 and under. I'll say maybe, but anything above that right there, nah, they are out there. I mean, and I can speak for my sons and his generation. You know, my older son. You know, in his 30s. Oh, I mean, they're out there.
They're out there in
Again, but those kids are from the 90s.
I coach
Them
these
fucking
kids in
30
football.
kids
I
is
used to
from the
coach these
90s,
kids in
right?
football.
These 2000 kids is different. Y'all gotta
I
stop that
used to
shit.
coach these kids in football. A team, B team, C team.
Boys?
Little boys, not
Shut
even in
up.
high school.
Nobody asking you about boys.
They still just as wild.
boys.
crazy.
Oh,
We're
the
talking
girls.
about females, and he's talking about
I'm saying,
listen,
boys,
I used to.
if
when I-
boys
when-
are that way, how do you
reality.
think the females
Wait,
are?
when I was back in the former life, when I was in the classroom in school, I mean, I saw in I would say the beginning around the 2000s where the change was, where the girls were the aggressors.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, literally, they're girls in middle school and high school propositioning boys for hum jobs
Well, that
in the
was in the
school.
90s.
That right? I'm not saying, but that's what I'm saying. This is what's going on because remember the movie The Wood?
Yeah.
Now, you remember the scene where the brothers was trying to get the coochie and they couldn't. That's how, but it's changed. So growing up, to go back to your point,
There wasn't
it is
social
so,
media.
but it doesn't even matter. It wasn't even social media. Men, and in high school growing up, we could not get the coochie. It was hard to get the coochie. This is what I'm saying. It's not easy for most men to get the coochie. I mean, even today, you look at the dating apps, they will tell you, 80% of the women are choosing 20% of the men. The average
Absolutely.
man is getting about maybe
your shit
100.
right.
Do you ever
He
wonder
might
why
be
that
getting
is?
100.
Spit your shit right.
Right. The average man gets 100 swipes and probably even more before he gets one click. This is modern social media data
He's still getting some
analytics that
pussy.
you can
He's still getting
see.
some pussy. Y'all ain't
No,
been
he's
on Facebook
not.
dating?
No, he
Motherfuckers
is
is
not.
getting some pussy. I don't
No,
wanna hear
they
all
are
that
not.
bullshit.
Yeah, they with Rosie Palm and Mary Five Finger. That's about it.
I have-
you know, the average
I have
man
met-
is not getting the
I have
average.
met so many dusty, disgusting, crusty dudes who have gotten some from the most amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, smart women who have chosen. They have chosen to make that decision for
Why?
whatever reason.
Why though? I mean,
and I cannot say why, because even though that's not something that I personally would
Like
do,
Trizzy know why.
I can
all
say.
right, let's
I-
hear from Nia Joy.
I can say that I think that these men, if they really want it, they go after it and they will get it. Medium ugly men ending up with supermodels, ending up with these girls who have no business being with these ugly, excuse my language, with these ugly dudes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that
Girl, you supposed to cuss.
Ray's been cussing all night,
Excuse
but she
my
want to hold her
language.
words.
Excuse.
Ray's been cussing all night. Actually, she's been doing all right tonight. Not too bad tonight. Not too bad tonight.
No.
I don't know. I just
But I think personally, you know, because it's only Black Trump thought that really matters here. I mean, 'cause everybody else is complete
Yeah, but
bullshit.
you know what?
You know what I'm
After
saying?
all of this,
Listen,
y'all gonna see.
a lot of these beautiful women getting with these bum
Google his
niggas
ass.
is, you know why?
Why?
Because they're fucking failures. They have failed to get a comfortable man. They're failure as parents, and they're failures to get a comfortable man. So therefore, they go and get whatever the fuck they can get. That's
Give this
it.
mother some knowledge. He don't want no
They
more
missed that
time.
opportunity.
Let him stay on the playground.
They missed their
Let 'em stay on the
opportunity.
playground.
All right, Rage, what do you
Yeah.
got, Rage? What do you got to say about that?
I feel so bad for him. I just
Missed
want him to get
opportunity.
his mental health right. I just want him to get his mental health
Mental-
right. You know?
Yeah. Listen,
Seriously,
missed
because mental health
opportunity.
is very serious. You know what I'm saying? And when you stuck in a box, you're gonna be stuck there forever.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Again, I'm on
Group
to
of
let
women who are failures.
We brought this up, but again, sometimes what do we mean by mental health? Right now, the way we throw it out, I think people are just throwing it out to throw it out. Because
This
I mean,
motherfucker is crazy. What the fuck you mean? What's mental health?
No.
Why would you question that he's putting it on film?
These
This
women-
motherfucker got one view.
They're
View that he cannot
they're-
change.
they're-
He don't know shit about it.
These women
But
are
that's his
delusional.
view. That's his mental health
complete
problem.
delusion.
See?
Complete
Can't
delusion.
stop it.
is
Can't
it mental
stop
health or
Yes.
is it or
That motherfucker is something
so
wrong with that.
the
He need to be diagnosed.
so are any of
I
the
think- I
points
think
that
what
he's
it- no,
making
but-
are they valid? Are they
You know, but
verifiable?
Let me answer the reason why Rage feels this way towards Black Trizzy, right? She feels this way because, you know,
Because you're
I'm
a
not-
fucking idiot. You didn't say it.
Besides
Because I'm
besides that, right?
Hey,
Besides
Ray, but I feel a mushing coming.
I know.
I think a mush might
I know.
be coming.
That's why I gotta keep my eyes. You notice I gotta sit
I'ma
sideways
check
right here. I
him at
gotta
the
watch
car.
it for this side of my
I'ma
eye,
check him at the
just in
car.
case. Just in
Check him at the
case.
car.
Just in case. But I think the reason why she's used to been feeling that because we have an era of we had this simp generation. Simp men making women feel that they're empowered when they really don't have the power.
Yes, we do.
They make them feel that they have control when they really don't have
That's
control.
why women make more.
So when they come to
And
a Black
that's why
Trizzy,
women are striving to do better.
And what? You're the
Because-
most in
no,
debt.
shut the fuck up.
The most
No,
enrolled
ain't
in
nobody-
college
you
and the
a
most in
damn
fucking
lie.
debt.
Well,
out of
guess what?
everybody.
They still making it though. They still doing it. They
But
still
you're in
making
debt.
6 figures. They're not in debt. They're doing what they supposed to do. Consolidate. You understand what I'm saying? Consolidate them loans. Don't keep paying them damn loans. Ain't no reason to. But some people need the research.
Wait, what was it? The
Okay.
96-month lease for the what? The Mercedes 500? What are these women getting them? 96, 120-year
96
leases?
month. Who
But
the
they
fuck
making
does
it.
that?
Bad credit. And if you have bad credit, they'll do it for you too. Okay?
Just so she could go.
Yeah, and you know what I call
Just so
that?
she could go
and you know,
drive
and you
around
know,
to
and you
her
know what
other
I call
jealous
that?
girlfriends and tell them
and you know what
that
I
she
call
got
that
one.
right there? I call that right there the economic herpes. The economic
exactly what it
STDs that you got. Listen, you got that. Or better yet, you know what? You know what
don't
that
need
one is?
no cure.
You know what that one is? Better yet, that's the credit clap.
The credit
you
clap,
know, it's
there
gonna
it is.
sit up in there, and you can't get rid of. You know.
Can't get rid of it.
Again, you don't need the cure.
You know, like I said, all them degrees come with what? Debt. They don't got an income to debt ratio.
Okay,
They got a
fuck,
debt to
I
income
wonder,
ratio.
okay,
Absolutely.
well,
And then that right there impacts my quality of life. So yeah, you might be
Whatever.
making
No, shut
6
the fuck up.
figures.
What you mean your
but
quality
my
of life?
quality of
You
life.
should be
my
adding to the
standard
quality of
living.
life and not
right.
sitting
That's
around.
what, again. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you should. You're right. Your point proven. You should be adding. How can you add to my life when you got a debt to income ratio?
That's why
when
black
you got
children-
$300,000 in credit card debt, school loans.
First
Well-
of all,
Car
they ain't giving no
loans,
black
Black
woman no
Chizzy would never lie to you.
$300,000 of debt.
What you mean? You got when they listen. A sister got a master's
you
degree. She pretty much got $200,000 of debt.
And that's why I say
I mean,
that's why I say
okay.
that. one quick
Wait.
thing.
Why shouldn't a woman invest in her future by investing in her education? There
In
is good
herself.
there's good debt and bad debt. And so if a woman has debt because of school, and this is debt that she can pay off with her high earning career, and there is no man that is willing to come and say, okay, well, I'm going to afford your lifestyle. So now you have to
well-
go and afford your own lifestyle.
Let her
She-
finish.
she's young.
Why,
Let her finish.
why shouldn't no? And I genuinely do believe that this is not something that every person has the luxury of being able to say. However, as a young woman who is seeking to better my life, and there is no man that is out here trying to save me or telling me that, oh well, if you stop working, or if you come and be like a housewife, or whatever this utopia idea of what a woman is supposed to be, there's no one coming to bring that to me, you know? So I have to do that for myself. So yes, I will be in debt for a while, but you know what? That's good debt. That's an investment in my future. And so I'm trying to
No,
figure
it
out,
isn't.
No,
because
it's not.
for a man, because men do this every single day. They do it all the time.
Now,
They
let
just told
me
her,
add
no,
to that.
it is
no,
not.
because may I explain, Rage? Now, I'm going to
No,
tell you.
it
Now,
is not.
my son, when he graduated from high school, I said, listen, son, you need to go get a job and enroll in community college because you're not ready for a 4-year degree school. Why? Because you don't have time management. And with that right there, that's a bad investment. What's your return on investment? So yes, you're going to invest in your future, but what is your rate of return on your investment? How long are you going to be able to take to pay off that 100 to right now? I went to Hampton. When I went there, it was like $7,000. It is almost $40,000, $50,000 a year. So you're graduating automatically with $200,000 of debt. So now, how long is it going to take you to be able to pay that off?
Right.
So that right there, again, going back to what I'm saying, that's impacting my quality of life.
But so many women are going into high-earning jobs. They're becoming lawyers. They're becoming doctors. These are
No,
these
they're
are-
not. No.
women
That's
that
all
I
fictitious
know-
data.
No, they are not.
Fictitious data.
That
I'm
is-
sorry. Are you telling
Complete
me? Are you telling
fictitious
me?
data.
How can you say that?
Because it is.
Because it is. Like how
Can't talk to them.
how
I
many
told you,
women
can't talk.
realistically, how many women, let's just think about it. You're going to undergraduate, you still got to do your grad school, you got to go to law school. Then when you get out of law school, what is the path?
You go and you take the
You get-
board. You join a board. You're on track. Usually you have some sort of an internship at a law firm. There are steps. that you
Right. And
take.
how much are you making?
Well, I can say that
So-
because
so-
I'm not
no,
taking.
but-
part.
no, and
I
that's what I'm saying.
You skipped the whole step, Mike.
Even if you make
Right.
6
Women they go to the school, they go to law school, then they get out of school. What do? They go back to school again to get more schooling. When they get out of that, what they do? They go buy a house, $450,000 house, right? Now you got debt on top of that. Then you go buy a new car. Now you got debt on top of that.
Well, that
So you
sounds
have
more
nothing
like
but
a man to me.
compound of debt.
All the men
this is
I
what
know
you,
are very smart with their finances. So if you're not smart with your finances,
You said the men.
You said the men. I can agree with you. Men are very smart with their finances.
No,
But the
no,
women
that's not
that
what I
are not.
said.
That is
That's not what I
You said
said.
We have it on camera.
yeah, let's rewind that. 'cause that's not what I said.
We have it on camera. Yes.
You said
Yes.
the men are very, which we know.
So we
but that's-
finally agree on something.
Y'all motherfuckers knew what she meant.
Yeah,
agree on
the
something.
men are smart with their money.
Absolutely.
No, not all men. I mean, you got some. But again, I think sometimes we got to look and really, really start assessing. I know we joke around, we go back and forth. But the reality of it is, prior to 1970, the black woman actually held the black family down economically because of racism. Because as a black man, we were denied so many opportunities economically. So when I hear black women take on white women's problems, to me, that's some of the delusion that Rick Black Trizzy's talking about. That's the reality, like we were talking before. When did white women become a minority? 1950, there's a book, Women as a Minority Group by Helen Hacker. Look at it. And who did she compare her struggles to? Black men. Just because she just said, this is how black men are oppressed, this is how we are oppressed. Just making, but without any facts. So we've taken it because a white woman said it, and they preach it at these institutions of higher learning. Then you sit down, and then they start talking about hypermasculinity of black boys and things like that. And so we sit down to say that when you go into these, it goes back to the destruction of black civilization is what? The Western modern educational system. So when Chancellor Williams wrote that book, it was about how Africans were going over to Europe and being westernized. Now, the same thing happened in the 70s and the 80s. Again, when I was in college, the women were not thinking about being Mrs. Wilson. They weren't thinking about being the wife. They were focused and being told, focus on your career, do this. While them white women and sisters get mad when they see the athletes marrying these white women, because while they're struggling, what are the white women doing? They're bringing them food. They're dealing with them. While sisters, I ain't messing with you. You gotta have this. You gotta have that.
I need that Birkin bag.
Right? So, but then you have a lot of these things. So these women are told, the white women, the way I've seen it, maybe I'm wrong, but white women will go to college, get that MRS degree, be married for about 7 to 10 years, have their babies, get divorced, get that alimony, have their job, get that child support, ride the carousel for a little bit, have their fun, and then because of their pool, they're able to maybe find another man, but they also have a family structure. A lot of these so-called women still have their fathers to take care of them. We don't. And so we sat down and again, look at the movie Claudine. She has, and I mean, she was a good woman. She was a widower. All them kids, but still a good woman, couldn't even have a man because it was policy. You want this money. We say we don't need a man. I hear when women say that, black women especially, I'm like, well, you're getting Uncle Sam's check or you're working for Mr. Charlie's corporation. Now, I would believe it if you said you had a business with employees with benefits. If you paying your employees and you got benefits, then I'll say, you know what, yeah, you a boss bitch. You a true independent woman. But if you just a woman and you got your business, but you got no employees, that's just a hobby. Let's call it what it is. And that's 90% of what black women businesses are today. Unfortunately, that's the data. You can look that up.
Okay.
One thing I do appreciate this winter storm we just had. Because all these women say they didn't need, man. I'm outside, shoveling my yard. My next door neighbor always talks shit about how she don't need a man. Oh, can you come over and help me with my yard when you're done? Every woman needs. I did help her. But Rick Rowe, a.k.a. Black Trizzy, is going to talk shit.
Oh yeah, you go.
I gotta talk shit.
So what did you
It
say?
doesn't be right.
So while you were out there shoveling, what were you saying?
Yeah, you need a man. Men ain't shit, huh?
Well,
It is what it is.
Well, ladies, women, what do you got to say about
We
that?
already said.
Women always say they don't need a man until they need a man.
I mean, I have never been the one to say I don't need a man. So I can't come from the perspective of somebody who believes that you don't need a man in your life. I do believe that it is very important to have a man in my life. However, if that man is only taken away from my life, they're only adding me stress. They're only giving me grief.
Preach, sis.
They're only doing. They may be helpful physically, but they can't do nothing else for me.
Woo!
Why are you in my life?
So why-
I would rather be
That's a
alone than
demon
be
spirit.
with a man who
Drain
is
ya.
going to take away from me rather than add on to my life. And I will have you know, my mother and my sister actually went out in the middle of the morning and shoveled out all that snow, and you know what? It was
Fucker.
easy as pie.
Fucker.
It was not easy.
Oh yes.
It was soft.
Because-
soft
Well,
snow.
no, you brought up a point.
Yeah, it was.
Wait,
With
wait,
snowblower,
wait.
yeah,
No,
you're
no,
right.
but no, I want to go back to, so you
With a
say
snowblower.
you're not that type, you and your sisters or whatever are that type who say that. So why do you think there's such a, such misandry coming from women in your generation and older towards men? Why is there such this push of, when they say decentering men, it means I don't want nothing to do with men. Where do you think that's coming from and why?
I don't think that decentering men and saying that you want nothing to do with the men is the same thing. I think that for so long, our entire worth depended on whether we were married and who we were married to, and we weren't able to get property unless our man got us property. Everything that we had.
And I just got to stop you
took
right
on
there
the-
again, because here you go with
That
that
is your word.
we.
No,
And no, when
I say
because
we,
when
the
you
reason
say,
why I
because
say
you're saying
we-
it as women. No, black women and black men were not able to. So see, this is the problem that I have
Well,
when
in-
I hear black women
in
take away. Let
the
me finish.
In the United States, it's not the same thing as there were entire civilizations and systems of people who were fully rich and famous, and they had all their, like, they had the things that white people have here, okay? So that's a completely different conversation. So when I say we, I am talking the grand we of women who have been oppressed by men and used by men as a commodity or as property, whether you were here or elsewhere.
But again, which women are you talking? Because again, when you study
It's a-
history and you study wealthy white women,
American history is different from the history of the world.
No. Let's talk. When you're saying women, like
Tell 'em which woman.
there is Farmington
There
Avenue.
it is.
Wait. Farmington Avenue. Whose houses are right there?
tell 'em
Wait.
There
Whose
it
houses
is.
are on
Why are
Farmington
we
Avenue?
talking about Farmington
No,
Avenue?
because
We're talking about
no. Because again, you're sitting up in there, we. But whose house is on Farmington Avenue and Nook Farm? Who? Harriet Beecher Stowe, the Beechers. These were the wealthy families. Wealthy white women were never oppressed. I mean, when we look at the first
That
wave,
is not necessarily
that is
true.
no. It is absolutely the truth. When we look at the first wave of feminism with Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Susan B. Anthony, what was their stance for? It wasn't about women's
for
rights.
white
It was about the fact that what? How dare you give these savage niggers men the right to vote before you give it to the white man?
us,
And the
yes.
white man, you are a horrible patriarch if you give these savage niggers the right to vote before us. And y'all black women, you're better off being the slave of a white woman than that of the husband of a savage nigger man. Now, and today, what is it? Who is the handmaiden of white supremacy? The educated black woman in corporate America.
Well,
She's the
there's
number
a-
one gatekeeper of keeping black men out. And I'm sure most of you can attest to it. I know you can attest to
No,
it.
I know.
I can attest to it. And as my grandmother said, young lady, you got to keep living.
You know what? I agree with most of what you just said. I do. I do believe that it is a big part of our history, and I would never want to eradicate that. But I do feel like there is something to what I'm saying as well. There are so many, whether you are a black woman or a white woman, because there is a difference between feminism and womanism, okay?
Can you give me the
When you
definition
were-
between the two?
Well, feminism centered white women, as he was saying. Feminism was created by white women for white women, and black women kind of came on and they were like, oh yeah, us too.
Yeah.
But womanism is the feeling like you need, as a woman, to be treated not necessarily equally, because I do have some views about equality between women and men.
Okay, I was going to just go to that, but go ahead.
However, there are women have been oppressed by men and through marriage.
By white men.
Not just by
white
not
men.
just by
No,
white
No.
men.
Before
No,
we even
I
get
have to get up there.
hold on. Before we even go,
Because me
women,
personally.
y'all always complain. We've been through this. You get all the fucking benefits. You go to court, you get benefits of taking half my shit. You go to the clubs, you get in clubs for free. We have to fucking pay. You get all these fucking perks, and you still, that's just not good enough. That's how y'all all feel. You get all these
Okay,
fucking perks.
you know what it is? You know
Just
what it is?
not good enough.
I think
Well,
the
again,
issue is that men.
Wait.
Is that not enough?
Wait. Where were Adam and Eve? Where were they at?
Okay,
in the
hang on.
garden
In the
of
garden
what?
of Eve.
And what? What did Eve say? We got it all, but what? I still want more.
I got more.
I need more.
Why did she say
God
that?
says,
He
but
has
why
to
did
go.
she
Wait.
say
Did
that?
you wait?
Apple?
Did you
Eat the
apple?
Wait. Did you see that post where the woman said, "Oh, my man is a doctor, and I want more. I don't
Yeah.
think he has enough ambition." I mean, like. What more? And like this is the delusion that some. I'm not
That's why I
saying
say-
you, but this is what is being pushed out there.
Embrace
That
delusion and
Okay,
coping mechanisms
I
got
will
to deal
say,
with reality.
If we're going back to the original point, the reason why women are decentering men is because men these days hate women. Like they hate
We
women.
do not hate women.
You
It
a
is-
fucking lie.
No, it is
No,
the truth.
you a fucking
because
No.
First of all,
boys might hate women,
no,
but
men.
men do not
Men.
hate.
You know, I was watching-
Have you
I
ever
was
have you ever
watching-
heard men say, "I don't need a
it
woman"?
is.
No.
Have you ever? I've never
have.
even heard gay men say
I
it.
have.
No.
No, they might say no. You might have heard a man say it, but you don't have a collective group of men putting it out there. We might
It
we
actually
are
is
done
the
dealing
truth.
with these
men-
delusional women.
These men want to be courted. These men want
We
to
want
be taken care
reciprocity.
of.
They do,
We
honey.
want
These men
reciprocity.
Yes,
No,
they
No,
do.
we want reciprocity.
No, please.
That is not being
Oh,
quoted.
That is
We
not
want
the same thing,
No, y'all
reciprocity.
bitches.
because
Y'all
you
straight
just
bitches.
said
Wait,
earlier, hang on,
wait.
earlier in the conversation,
Nope,
you
ain't
said
no
that
way.
you wanted a woman who was young and fertile and feminine and submissive.
Yes, he did.
But you want those things,
And
but
coachable.
you don't
And
want
coachable.
and coachable. And coachable. But you want those things and you also want the woman to be able to, let's say, give you 50-50, or they want you to
I
want them to
never-
take them
I
out on
never
dates.
said that.
You want
Think about
I'm
it.
telling you, these men, y'all
Whoa.
want more than you are
Well,
willing
like you,
to give.
number one, you now 50-50. Number one, that doesn't
I
even
never
exist.
said that.
And I've never heard Rick say, Trizzy say,
Never.
No, but you
50-50.
are
Never.
willing. You're saying that your
That nigga
main
said she gotta
demographic,
take
the
care of
women
her-
that you want, is a certain type of woman. So what happens when they quote unquote age out of that? What happens when they become, in your mind, ran through? You just go after the next one. Why should a woman ever want you?
But here's the bigger question: how she can become run through if she's with me all those
You
years?
just running through her. So
I'm just running through her.
I mean,
There's a difference between series of men running through it. Just like when you go and buy a car. Now, would you pay market price for Ferrari 500,000 miles on it? No, you wouldn't.
okay.
So that's how men feel. Consider yourself a car.
Didn't I
We don't
already
want
say
our
that
car
shit
So
with
women
the
are
motherfucking
property.
miles on it.
So women are
Fuck
property.
outta
Well,
Because this is exactly the conversation.
I
This
mean,
is exactly
no,
the
it's not so
conversation
much
that
the
we're
miles.
having.
To me, it's about the different drivers.
Yeah,
you know,
but
and
all
there.
the different drivers. But you think about it for a minute, right?
I guess so.
Me as a man,
I guess so.
I have to, provide, protect, produce, and give my wife provision, right? So, by me, I'm taking on the big responsibility of all that. You're going to get the best version of me. Why should a man have to settle and get the worst version of you?
Is there a better version of it?
You coming in, bunch of fucking kids.
Whoa.
Is there a better version of you?
You know
ran
what you're.
through, you know what I'm
Listen to
saying?
Y'all
No.
better
Everybody
listen
that
to
been
this
inside the
motherfucker.
box.
No.
More men been there than
He
7-Eleven.
said
You know?
everybody. He looks at you like
All
everybody
right,
been in your box.
So yeah, she brings up a point though that you see on this whole nonsense of 50-50. Like that to me is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Number one, because if you're gonna be serious, everybody has to put in. You're building. You know, marriage is a mini corporate merger. So if I can't have a woman who's gonna help me build, and vice versa, what are we doing together?
Well,
So
not
what
only
does
that,
that
Mike,
mean?
what it does, I never, even my ex-girlfriend used to say, okay, we're going to be 50-50. Never was 50-50.
Right.
I'm always 70-30,
right.
regardless. You listen to the 50-50 because it sounds good on fucking paper.
It doesn't sound good.
It sounds
No,
excellent.
It sounds terrible.
It sounds excellent on paper, but when you go into it, a man is always going to do more for his woman than his woman does for him.
Okay.
That just people been saying that
And it's been a
to
lie.
simply no.
It's been a lie since the 90s
No,
and 2000s.
but here the reason why they said the 50-50 thing is because
Women
yo,
was
we
handling
doing
their shit.
Listen, men can't. Men's like, okay, we doing all this, but we're not getting. What is our ROI? What is our return on the investment? If I'm not getting back, if I'm putting in 100%, you're not giving me 100%. You're giving me 10%.
Well, again, what is that mantra? Your money is her money, and her money
It's
is
her money.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
See, fellas, our
Listen.
point exactly. Even at the young age, they still
Listen.
think this.
And I'm
delusion.
so glad she sat up. I am so glad she sat up.
Wait. And did you see how perky she got? Did you see how perky she got?
Everything
She
like
was like,
she had
well,
said.
Y'all gonna
wait,
cut that
she-
shit out.
She said
Y'all
that
gonna
shit
cut
like
that
it was
shit out.
like we were in geometry class,
First
like
of
that
all,
was a given.
leave
This
her
recording
like
would
it was
have
a given.
Leave
This
her
recording
alone.
would have no
I think
editing
when you-
whatsoever.
Leave her the fuck
Zero
alone.
editing.
Y'all full of shit.
Zero
There's women
editing.
who's taking care of a bunch of bum ass.
We even gonna do a
niggas.
rewind on that.
Bum ass
I've seen
niggas who ain't even got a quarter.
I see it
with
happen
another
every
quarter
day.
to motherfucking rub it together.
I have had friends who have bought their men things for Valentine's Day. They're treating them every
He's the
everything.
bitch.
They're paying for his Ubers.
We get complaints over here from y'all cussing and y'all loudness. Y'all right there on the camera. Y'all ain't gotta yell. Y'all can just talk.
Yeah, my bad,
Now,
Jay.
we don't have to dead all of this all together if y'all be like that because we got the business going on.
You right.
So just be
Yeah.
mindful of that. Y'all ain't gotta yell. Y'all on the camera. What you gotta yell for?
I don't know. We just get excited. We gotta
Don't
come
get
slow down.
excited.
All right, we got you.
You get what I'm saying? Come on, man. The man always say, yo, man, I don't want to come here no more. They're loud. Like, come on, that's the third person. The first two, I was like, oh, come on, man. Just keep it
Okay,
classy, man.
sorry about that.
Y'all going to the wrong place. Where y'all going?
So,
That came for the birthday party? Oh, that's okay.
No, I'm just saying that you know you. What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
50-50, and
It's never.
and her money is her money, and your
Okay.
money is her money.
Right.
And so,
Bring it down.
The way that I feel about this, wow, this is a deja vu kind of moment. Sorry. Yeah, so the way that I feel about this, I think that if you are a young woman and you know you have prospects and you know that you're not like sleeping with everybody and you're doing what you need to do for your life, you should expect that a man is going to want to take care of you and add something to your life. Especially, and this is not to say that you should not be making your own money, that you should be seeking to like take his money or anything like that. However, I feel that if you are a woman of certain standing or like mentally and morally and emotionally and physically, and you are taking care of yourself and figuring out your life and figuring out your career, you have the authority to be able to say, this is what I want. I want a man who is going to spend his money on me. I want a man that is never ever going to ask me to pick up my credit card for anything ever. And I believe that if that man is taking care of you and if that man is protecting you, whether you're with him or not, if that man is making sure that you are always good, whether that's financially or emotionally, I think that is something that is good. Like you should absolutely be seeking that. And if a man is not ready or prepared to give that, then he has no business being in a relationship that is going to end in marriage. And if we're going based on the biblical rules that say that you should not be seeking to be sexually immoral as a man or as a woman, then that man should not be dating, period, until he is ready for a wife. A man who finds a virtuous wife finds a good thing. And a woman is supposed to be doing what she needs to do until that man who is right for her comes along, and she should not be settling for anything less. And that's how I
So
feel.
what is a woman supposed to be doing until that man comes along?
She's supposed to be
Get her back blown out.
What?
Are you saying that?
No.
She's
Did I just say the opposite of that?
I'm messing with.
I'm like, what do you mean? No, I think a woman is supposed to be focusing on her career, focusing on God. If a woman is supposed to be the nurturer in the relationship, that means that that woman needs to be able to nurture a strong connection and relationship with God while she is waiting for the right man to find her. She is the missing rib. He is supposed to be the one to come and find her and keep her blood pumping and keep her okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
that is his job.
Let me ask you this. So, say for instance, there's a whole bunch of women out here who are straight whoring, right? Just getting their backs blown out.
Okay.
Right? Do you feel that they should have the same opportunity to meet that same guy? That
that the virtuous woman.
Strippers do it all the time. What you talking about? The strippers do it all the time.
I mean, in the Bible, it actually does talk about beware of an immoral woman, because she will come and she will try and seduce you, and you will be lured by her voice, and you will be lured by the, like, I'm not saying that women are right for doing those things, but I am saying that it's a thing that happens. I'm sorry, I am saying that it is a thing that happens, you know. So you have to be careful, you have to be wary, and as a man, it is your job and your responsibility to say, no, like, that's not what I want, I'm waiting for this.
They don't know that word.
Right. You know, like, you see it and you want it, and so you have it and you get it because they're giving it to you. And that makes you just as much of a whore as a woman who is out here seeking men for that purpose. And that's what I believe.
I keep telling you, it's not the same. A man
You're
can
easy.
a man can have
That
sex
motherfucker
with more
is.
people than a woman can. And it's socially accepted, and also it's biblically accepted. Show me where in the Bible it says that man's not
That
supposed to
nigga
sleep.
wrote some of that shit.
Let me ask you
Shut the
something.
fuck up.
Where? Okay, so now we're saying a nigga wrote the Bible because it doesn't fit your narrative.
A man edited it, and you know it's more in the Bible. That is not all God's words. So if you're gonna sit here, that's why you got how many versions? Don't do me.
Like I
Don't
said,
do me.
men have alliance with God, women have alliance with Satan.
Don't do me.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to one
I'll
of the
meet
things
you
that
at
you're
your
saying.
car.
It's because
I'll show you Satan, bitch.
So we were saying, that again, this whole no 50-50. A man should do this, a man should do that. However, we're not like Trizzy's always saying. You have modern women expecting traditional values, but yet and still we're not living in those days. So we're in a paradigm shift. So why is it out of pocket when a woman's working, she has the money? What is wrong with her coming out of the pocket and paying?
Who says she's not?
Well, she just said it. She just said it.
Who the fuck says she's not? I don't know no woman who's doing all of that and ain't coming out of her pocket. Half of the time, these niggas ain't out here working. So at the end of the fucking day, they either hustling or doing some side shit to get their money, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
I don't
but
give a
she
damn if
provided
it's
for your
TikTok
household.
getting some money or whatever the case may be, whatever
If
they
she
gotta
provided-
do.
if she
You understand what I'm
provided for
saying?
your
However,
household.
if a woman is doing what she's doing, who the hell you think came up with that 50% shit? Because we felt sorry for them motherfuckers. We wanted to make sure that they could pay for their little portion of what they were staying at. Because I'm sure the house was in the woman's name. I'm sure the cars was in the woman's name. This motherfucker acting like all of a sudden it was on top. Niggas ain't been on top since the 90s.
Listen, only man that cares about a woman with money is a broke nigga.
I actually agree
Broke
with that.
man definitely cares what a woman has. When you got your own.
Or
you don't-
womenizers.
But that's why you're-
Or men who are womenizers.
Men are womanizers. Dudes that
I
they
I mean,
ain't about
even
you.
even them, I feel like if you're a man and you know that you can be with whoever you want and you have the money to, like, you throw your money around, you go on dates with whoever you want, and then
Buy
do
them
whatever
whatever
you
they
want.
want.
Right, and you don't
Right.
care, and you know that that's not a woman that you're ever gonna marry, and you'll do it anyway. And like, it's
just to get the kitty.
right, and
Right.
you know, I personally,
And
I
then
agree
holler
with
they
you.
ran through.
Well,
After your money's spent, they
Right.
ran through.
But I don't think that 50-50 is right. I agree. I think it is born out of women being sorry for these broke dudes who want more than they can afford. And I don't think that it is the right thing at all. Like, personally, I don't think anything should ever be 50-50. And you can call me a gold digger if you want, but if I'm in a relationship, if I'm in a long-term relationship and this person is my partner, they should never ever want me to come out of pocket. The only time I should ever come out of pocket is when I choose, outside of me and my partner, I say,
She a
you know
virgin,
what,
she can say that.
I'm gonna do whatever.
You know what?
all right. So what about household expenses? He's covering. I mean, how are you maintaining it seriously? So
Well, that depends on the structure of the relationship. Like,
Period.
are you a
That's between
housewife?
her and him.
no,
Are
we're
you-
not. Let's see. This
Is
is
she
the
cooking?
problem.
Is she
Why
cleaning?
are
Is she
we
doing
going back?
everything?
Why are we
Let's
going?
stop.
Why are we going back to? Is she a housewife? We know there's no such thing as housewives.
That is not true. That is very not true.
Don't be looking stupid.
Really?
Yes, really.
Really?
Yes.
How many housewives do you know, Trizzy,
Oh, please.
in today's era?
I know
Did you
women
ask
who
him?
aspire to be
Oh,
housewives. I
Listen,
know.
I don't listen. I know brothers who aspire to be millionaires, but hey, you know. So I mean, that's I know 40-year-old dudes aspiring to be rappers and ball players still. So
I actually
mean,
know a couple
we
of
know a
people,
dream.
you know, that are in relationships where she does not work, she takes care of the babies, and he goes to work and he handles those things. And I think if you are in that kind of a
Traditional.
relationship, right, that is a
okay.
traditional relationship.
And now
on
we're
both
dealing,
ends.
and now we're in an era where the woman it can't, like you said, because some of these women have their degrees, they're making the more money, and the man is now the stay-at-home.
Well, I can see.
And
I can
what's
see-
wrong? So I mean, so what,
Okay, I can
these are
understand,
real dynamic changes. And when I go around in West Hartford, I'm seeing more and more white men with the baby carriages. And guess what? Their women are not emasculating them. They're not putting them down. Why is it so hard for our women to do the same? Why is it that, oh, you ain't shit, you ain't paying for me? But again, what is so hard about if we can have these roles changing, again, without being, you know, sitting down and looking down upon that man, because things are changing so that he can help you fulfill your goals and your dreams.
But I think where it comes in, especially with our women will look at him as a lesser capacity. What I mean by that is she'll begin to degrade him because she's making the money, he's staying at home. I know a couple similar like that. You know, she degrades him. When she flies out to Chicago for her so-called meeting, she's spread an eagle. It is what it is. I know she out there doing her thing, but I can't tell my man nothing because, you know, he's yo, you know, I'm taking care of home, Rick, you know, because him and I, our views are totally different. Like I told him personally, and this is my man, I grew up with him, and I told him personally, yo, me as a man, I can't just sit home and let a woman take care of me, because that says, at the end of the day, it comes a point in time where she feels she's gonna feel out of place. It's not in her nature to do that forever.
Right. Right.
So I says, it'll last for a little bit, but she'll get tired of it. She'll be out.
And so what happens to that man who's been the stay-at-home dad? He got nothing.
The
Now-
same thing that happens to the woman who's been the
Oh,
wife.
so
and
he should
stay-at-home
get
mother,
alimony
and
and
then
child
he goes
support.
and leave with the
No, no,
secretary,
no.
right?
He should get alimony and child
But
support.
here's the
right?
thing. Here's the difference
But
between
he
a man and a
questioning
woman.
us.
Right.
A man would never leave his woman and leave her and divorce her. Now, if he slide out, he may slide out, do his thing, right? But he would never divorce his wife or leave her or make her feel embarrassed amongst her other siblings or her other community of people.
Most men.
Most men
Thank
won't
you.
do it.
Thank
Most
you.
men won't do it. As a matter of fact, they'll sit because they'll know, listen, the wife,
good percentage.
I want my wife work, I'll hustle, I'll do this in order to make sure she's all right. And that's cool. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But if the roles were reversed, women would take every opportunity to embarrass. Oh, he ain't shit.
That's not
I'm
true.
gonna leave him. Listen,
That's
I got
not
home.
true.
Listen, I got
Okay,
boys
I'm gonna ask
going
you this.
through
I'm
it.
gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this.
Let Rage.
I'm gonna ask you this.
Let Rage.
So while this bitch out working 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever the fuck she working a day, right? You telling me this bitch coming home to a clean house? You telling me this
Right.
bitch coming home to fucking food on the table? You telling me she coming home to a motherfucking tub with motherfucking bubbles,
No, she's
bubble
not coming
bath,
home to that.
and motherfucking
Not-
roast?
nope,
No, the fuck
not a
she
tub,
not.
but
no,
she
she
coming
not.
home for
No,
food.
she not. You know why? Because motherfucker got a game.
Right.
You bought him a game, and that's all he fucking care about. And at the end of the day, when you become worthless, you become fucking worthless. It is what it is. We ain't gonna be out here busting our asses
But you know-
and doing everything we're
yeah.
supposed to do, and you sit
But
there
you know what?
in
You know
the
what?
life of
Wait,
luxury.
Trizzy. You know what? This is what I find interesting is over my years, I hear stories not only from Ray's, but I have some homegirls. You know, I have a sister, and you know what it is these are the good women who end up choosing the wrong men.
Alleged good woman.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the
So
ones
do
that
you
I
think
know.
just every
But-
woman is a
no,
whore?
but what ends up happening is, again, sometimes I think, like we talked about before, that like Raid says, she, because of that woman in her, she sees that she has to mend this broken puppy, this hurt puppy, and she's got to come in and take this, as she say, these bum ass, broke ass nigga, and build him up. Now, again,
But some women have the save the whales complex.
save the whale.
They
It's
want to
crazy.
save the fucking whales, right? And the fucking whale is drowning. And then blown it up. It's dead, yo. But his bro still want to save this motherfucker. That's just the way they are, yo. It's part of their nature.
So I mean, and you have that. But what I find though is that you have a lot of these women who meet these dudes who say they're gonna do it, and then once they hit a barrier, they get into this depression and this funk, and they can't get out of it.
Right.
And
course.
and it goes the other way. You meet dudes who sit up in there who try to sit down and help their girl. Like I had one of my homeboys. He had his high school sweetheart. You know, they got married. He paid for her to go to college, and she was still failing classes. She bought her a car, and she wasn't cooking. And then you wonder why. He's like, listen, it's not gonna work.
Because you know why? A lot of women, you can do a lot of nice things for women. Women take for
Men
granted.
too.
Yes, yeah, we
Listen,
know.
most of the time it's more women, right? They take for granted. Like, you still buy them. And again, it goes back to that point I made earlier. You sit up there, you buy them all the shit they ask for. You do everything. But you know what? Just not fucking good enough. Just not good enough.
What is it? That
You know?
80-10. You get 80%, but you're that not 80 to 20, that 80-90, you
Baby
know.
girl, we were just on a yacht last week. Yeah, but it's just not good enough. You know, that's the way they are.
But they're
That's your
looking,
experience.
you know,
But
they
I'm
got
just saying,
80%.
that's-
Yeah, no,
that's
Unfortunately.
just
no. But
that's
listen,
just
so
you hear
sad.
you
It
again.
is.
You're hearing about it all the time. You hear these women who have all these good men, but they're missing that 10, 20%, and they're ready to leave
Right.
that relationship. We
That's
hear
fair.
it all the time, and it's like, wait, you leave, you get that 10, 20% you're looking for, and then that only lasts but for a fleeting moment, and now you're regretting all the things that you had because you realize it's not easy out there. You had
what
a
I
good
love
thing.
the most, I think a lot of men out there surprised with me. The motherfucker reach back. The reach back. Once she goes out there, the streets is horrible on her. The streets are beaten to
I'm
death.
really tired of him.
She
I think
comes
there's
back.
no
That's
such
all he
thing
fucking
as
knows.
going backwards.
I'm so
She
tired
goes.
of him.
She goes back. She calls up. You get that phone call. Hey, big head. How you doing?
Not the big head.
The big head. Hey, big head.
Look, you got a big
How
head.
you doing? Every man's going through that, you know.
So
I don't think that. I think that it depends on why you broke up with them. Like, what is that 10/20%? Like, for me, when I'm dating, I date with intention. So if that man doesn't have ambition, and I can see that, and I think this is something that I could say for, at least for right now, because, you know, you'll be able to see how that progresses as time goes on.
Now let me ask you, how many dates? If you don't mind me asking, how many dates have you had? Guys you dated?
You ain't got to count them mothers for him.
Yeah. Count them for me.
Not that many. I feel like I'm pretty sure I've gone on maybe like 5, maybe 10 dates since I started dating, you know. I have dated casually, like longer term things, but I've never dated someone over 30 days. I've never had sex with any of the guys that I have dated. And
You never dated anybody longer than 30 days?
never lasted over 30 days, because for me, whenever I date with intention. Even before I knew that I was doing it, I'm looking to see, like, is this somebody who has ambition?
Does he have goals?
Does he have goals for his life? What does he want with his life? What is he doing with his life?
So you
Does
don't
he
think that
spend
has
all day
nothing-
on the game? Is he seeking to, like, actually make money in his life? Does he have interests? Does he have hobbies? Like, for me, I know that I have had a job since I was 15 years old. Don't tell the IRS. I have had a job since I was 15 years old. I have always been making money, making my own money, using my own money for my own odds and ends before I even knew what I wanted to do with my career. So if I'm with a guy, if I'm getting to know you, and you don't even have a job, you don't want a job, you don't want no car, you don't have no goals, you don't have nothing for going for your life, you don't even want to go to college, like, and even if you don't want to go to college, like, what are you doing with your life? And if you can't tell me that you have anything going for yourself, and you just want to sit here on the game all day, we do not have the same interests. We are not aligned. We are not equally yoked. And I think the same thing goes for having a relationship with God. And I do feel like when you have a relationship with God, when you have career goals and ambition, when you have these things, you are naturally more inclined to be a good man who is going to treat you well, who is going to see a good woman and say, okay, well, this is somebody that I need to pursue. And personally, all of the guys that I have dated have pursued me, and I have been the one to make the decision of, this is not somebody that I need to be with right now, because they are not indicative of just being a successful person and having someone I could grow and build with.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it to Black Trizzy for a minute with this next question, right? Don't get offended.
Okay.
But do you think the 30 days didn't last because you didn't give up that box? You didn't have sex with them?
No, because I'm the one who broke it off with each of them. There was a guy who asked me out 3 separate times. I broke up with him 3 times, and he was like, "Please, just give me another chance. I'll do
wanted that
better.
kitty,
I'll
honey.
be better."
He thought he was
And
gonna
you know what?
conquer that,
And I know. And I know that. And you know what? The fact
I
that
seen this movie on Cinemax the other day, but go ahead.
no, because for me it's not about that. Like, you don't deserve my body if you can't even get to my heart, if you can't even get deep into my soul, if we are not aligned even on the surface basis level things, if we don't want the same things, why are we doing this? You have no business coming anywhere near my body. And there was a guy that I got almost close with, like almost got to that point with, and you know what? I felt extremely disgusting. I was like, you need to get away from me right
Why?
now. Because for me, I know that it's such a sacred thing to have somebody be close to you in that
This
way.
sounds so good, but I just don't believe it.
All right. So with that being said, though, we're gonna wrap it up. So with that being said, again, the topic was. Again, we were talking about the wall. We know that the ladies don't believe women will ever hit the wall, and the wall doesn't exist, right? And
Right.
then what about your take on this whole 50-50, Rage? What is your take on those things?
Well, they done turned this world to 50-50, but usually people are not doing 50-50. People are unfortunately doing 70-30, 80-20, 60-40, whatever it is.
And is that
You know what I'm
okay?
saying? Listen, God provides for whoever can provide for you. You know what I'm saying? The family. You understand? I don't care if it's the woman, I don't care if it's the man. As long as you're keeping that in the family, then everything is fine. It's when you're trying to go outside of the family, it's when you start looking at each other or looking down on each other. Like, at the end of the day, you got to keep him first and make sure that everything you're doing is straightforward, moving forward for your man or your woman. Don't care about nobody else in society. Just worry about them. But the problem is everybody care about everybody else.
Black Trizzy,
Real.
final thoughts?
This 50-50 thing is just the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Nothing's ever 50-50. Even if you try to draw down the line 50-50, it'll never end up being 50-50 because in a woman's nature alone, she's there to extract resources. So therefore,
We're ending the
she's
podcast.
not-
Like,
We're ending the
not
podcast.
gonna
We're not
extract
going on.
50%.
The fuck?
She's going to extract 70% from you. Like I said, 70-30.
Okay.
And is that acceptable? Are you okay with that?
I mean,
70-30?
shit, there's nothing we
if
can
if
do
you're
about
a
it.
provider man.
I don't think there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I don't have a problem doing 70-30. But if I'm paying 70-30, she needs to...
She needs to be what? Coachable?
Feminine, submissive, and coachable.
Okay, Joy.
All right.
'Cause
With
I'm
that
really
said,
sick of him.
people, we are Bar Talk Raw and Unfiltered. Until next time, this is your boy, the Aristogeto Chauvinist.
Road Rage.
I'm Nia Joy.
Trizzy. Black Trizzy.
Till next time.
That was fun.
He's so